right. Hello and welcome to episode 77 of the Rhody Rumble podcast. And I'm joined by junior defensive lineman of the Rhode Island Rams football team, Westley Neal Jr. Wes, thank you so much for taking the time again. How are you today?
Yes, sir, sir. Good on you. Appreciate you for having me.
I appreciate you for getting in touch with me. I know I took a little bit of scheduling changes and conflicts, but we made it happen, so I appreciate it. I
Yeah,
just
man.
wanted to ask, yeah, of course. I just wanted to ask to start, what you've been up to this off season, just what ways you've been preparing for the next season.
This offseason has been a grind, I'm not gonna lie, but basically just been working. Every day has been a grind, taking it day by day. It's a day by day process. You gotta get 1% better every day. So I just been taking everything day by day, basically just working, man.
Yeah, that's the mentality you got to have day by day. Even when you're playing snap by snap, just kind of taking everything in a slower perspective and just kind of, you know, getting to that nitty-gritty part of things in order to,
Yeah,
yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, socially,
most definitely.
obviously. Um, but is there anything you guys are working on in practice? I know you guys practiced this morning. I saw some of the pictures, but is there anything, you guys are doing to prepare in practices or scrimmages?
We actually got a new D line coach, so it's a lot of things are changing, not necessarily within the scheme of the defense, but the coaching wise and like everything is just totally different. We're held to like a super high standard, so we're just basically taking day by day, like I said, working on something new every day, trying to get better on something new every day, basically. So I'm definitely excited for this season. We got a young group, but we're definitely getting better. I'm ready.
Yeah, with a couple of seniors this past season graduating, moving on. Obviously, you step into this leadership role now. You've had 2 seasons, or a season and a half now, or no, 2 seasons and a half now under your belt, including the COVID season, your first season. How do you step in as a leader, as a veteran, and kind of help this new group coming in, whether they're recruits or whether they're transfers?
It's kind of hard coming from being that young guy looking up to the leaders and now the leaders are gone. But I definitely took part of those leadership guys' skills that they left behind, and I'm picking up on those skills. So I'm basically just trying to be the first one in every drill. Running to the ball, just showing an example to lead by the younger guys that's watching me behind.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious, when you first entered the program, did you have an upperclassman or someone kind of pushing you to get better every day in practices or, on the.
Uh, it was a couple guys, but they wasn't necessarily in the defense line. It was the whole defense. That whole defense when I first got here, it was a lot of older guys who've been here in the previous years, and they just gave me so much knowledge, and they moved on. And it's like the leadership role is basically not going. It's like it's just I'm filling in those guys' shoes, and I learned a lot from them. So I definitely appreciate those guys.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of football in general too, is you have your family on and off the field. You all want to push each other to just constantly get better, like you said, day by day.
Yeah.
So I just want to jump into a little bit of your background, then we'll go up into this past season. A question that I love to start with, for all the guests that I have on, is just, what is your why or what motivates you?
My why is my mom. My family motivates me as well, but my mom is definitely my why. Single parent mother. I seen her do it all. She's worked her way all the way up from the bottom, and seeing her waking up every day in the morning to go to work, that motivates me all the time. Not knowing that I could help her since a younger child, but I feel like now I could definitely help out with the goal that I'm thinking ahead right now. So I got the chance to help my mom out, so that motivates me every day to play football.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you have someone growing up as well? I know we'll get into where you're from. You're from Florida, but did you have someone growing up as well that kind of pushed you to get better, that kind of, broke out this passion of football, or how did you figure out that you had this passion from a young age?
Um, like I said, family. My whole family basically is all like around straight sports. So all my life I've been competing. Like basically out of the womb, I just started competing. I love competition. I never back down for competition. So it was just bred in me, ingrained into my brain. Is just always compete.
Yeah, you were a three-sport athlete in high school. I want to start from the beginning. Initially from Florida, like I said, Miami, Florida. I went to Gulliver Prep, and out of high school, you were ranked 60th in your position in the nation court of 24/7 Sports. Four-star recruit. I saw you had offers from Michigan, Florida State, Kentucky, Virginia, Miami, and Louisville. So I'm curious, with such a big resume and such a big background, why URI? What was it about Coach Fleming, and what was that recruitment process like for you?
Recruitment process was up and down. It was crazy. It was a lot of nights. I sat and thought about where I'll go to school, and then, a couple of schools thought I was too short. I'm not that tall of a D tackle. I'm only 6'4", 6'1". So a lot of schools they passed on, and it was like I'm too short. But then Coach Fleming, he called me. He was like, "Hey man, we don't care about size here. We love the grit guys, and I'm a big grit guy. I love to get down and dirty. That's why I love. I came to URI, play nose guard. I love it. So I definitely led towards URI because of the grit. It's a lot of grit guys there.
Yeah, what was that like when you took your first, initial visit and you saw the campus for the first time?
I actually liked it. It was my actually first time here at Rhode Island. I didn't even know Rhode Island was a state. I didn't know none of this. So I learned a lot of stuff when I first got here, and I was interested in. I like how cool everything is. It's a water state. I love the water, so everything just fell into place. I loved it. It's like a quiet little get together family spot. So it was perfect.
For sure. Did you meet any of the guys, any of the current teammates or past teammates when you were on your visit? Who did you talk to? Who did
Uh,
you with?
I met a few guys, but those guys they're not here anymore. Like
Gotcha.
they're passed on. But I met Andre Bebo on my visit. Malachi Burby is another person that I met on my visit. He was actually my host, and I met him on another visit from another school, and he actually came here. So that was another reason I came here. So I knew a couple guys that was here already. And the relationship that I had on my visit with those guys, it felt like I already knew them for life. So I had to make it happen.
Can you just describe Coach Fleming and I guess the coaching staff? What is it about him? Why he gets players like yourself to come to Rhode Island out of all places? What is he like as a person or as a coach?
Coach Flem I love that dude, man. He's an honest guy. I feel like a lot of college athletes want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the promises and all the crazy things these other schools are saying. He'll tell you the truth. You come in, you work, you'll get what you deserve. You'll get the CAA conferences, you'll get whatever you need. You got to come in and work. And I'm big on working, so that's what made me fall in love with Coach Fleming.
Yeah, and he seems like that too. We only get a glimpse of him just from the press conferences and just a little taste of what kind of person he is from some of the videos and some of the things we see in practice and of course on the
Yeah,
field.
man.
He's very
Yeah, he's
animated.
a great guy.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's a great guy. It seems like I've had a chance to talk to him a few times too, and he just seems like like you said, a very honest person. If you guys aren't winning or if you guys aren't playing well, he'll let the media know, he'll let the fans know what went
yeah,
wrong. So I
100%.
definitely respect him because most coaches they won't do that. They'll let their players know, but they won't let anyone else know
Yeah,
what's going
that's why I
on.
like him.
Yeah, absolutely. A few more questions here. So, when you got to URI, what was your, and I guess it could still be, your biggest or your ultimate goal, that you wanted to accomplish when your time is done here at URI?
Honestly, I'm not a goal guy. I'm big on just playing football. Like I love this sport so much. I don't even worry about the awards or none of the compliments or none of that. But I'm big on team and just winning, man. I like to win. I don't like losing. So whatever I have to do in order to help the team win and get the guys together and take the leadership role, that's what I have to do. But I don't focus on my own self or my own type of goals. I'm big on like just the team in general before I put myself involved.
Yeah, you don't really see that. I talk to a lot of athletes. A lot of them, they have all these goals for on a personal note, on a team level, they want to accomplish all these different things, but that's a good answer. It's different. You just want to contribute. You just want to be that guy to
Yeah, man. I don't look
yeah.
too far ahead. I take it like I said, day by day. I don't look too far ahead in the future. I just take it day by day.
Yeah, and I think, a lot of people, and I'm sure your teammates definitely respect you for that as well. Just kind of knowing your role and doing what you have to do in order to win. I'm sure, the goal is to win. And of course, you're
Yeah,
the type of person that you just want to take it day by day in order to achieve that consistent goal.
yes, sir. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to go season by season here. It's only been a couple of seasons. You came in, your first season was 2020, 2021. That was a COVID spring season. Obviously, unprecedented times, a lot of stuff going on
Yeah,
that you probably
a lot of
didn't.
crazy things, man.
Yeah, when you commit to URI, I'm sure you did not expect something like that. Scheduled to be 6 games, ended up only being 3. You guys ended up finishing 2-1, had the 2 first wins on the road, both in overtime, and then lost to Delaware. And then COVID hit the program, and that was it. What did you learn
Yeah,
from
it was
that
over.
experience? That was a crazy experience. What did you learn from that?
Uh, Honestly, that was crazy for me. Coming out of high school, I didn't even have a prom, so I felt like COVID just messed up everything. And then we didn't have a season, and then the season we did had got cut short because of COVID. So it basically just taught me how to like, I don't know, man. Honestly, it taught me how to just like deal with like adversity, like taking it day by day. Like I said, dealing with adversity is especially at that age is hard, but it molds you into like a better person, a better man. So learning from those experiences and then staying here and continue to work and to continue to get better and follow the plan, and it definitely led me to great success right now. So far, I feel like I can say for my career, but it could definitely get better. But leading up from that point, coming out of high school up until now, I definitely succeeded here.
Yeah, first off, the day by days. I mean, you're getting up there with the Bill Belichick counter. You know,
Yeah, man.
but no, I think it's a good point. I think, for you to come in and obviously you don't want something like that to happen. It's your first year playing at the collegiate
Yeah,
level, at the D1 level. You don't want to, you don't anticipate that when you commit to college. You don't expect there to be a global pandemic. There'll only be a
yeah, at
six
all,
game
man.
season
That
to
was
be.
crazy.
Yeah, of course, especially with everything going on, practicing in quarantine, COVID cases coming up throughout the program. I was a sophomore at the time. I was living in Brookside, so I think I made it out to that one Delaware game. But it's crazy. You don't expect something like that to
Yeah,
happen.
at all. I didn't expect none of that, man.
Right.
That
But
was
for it
crazy.
to
That's bringing
happen,
back some bad memories, man.
yeah. Well, we'll move on to the next one. For that to happen early on in your career, I guess that's an upside or a positive because a lot of guys were graduating that spring and that was it for them. So for you
Yeah, and it was
as an incoming
over.
freshman, as a freshman, and you ended up getting an extra year of eligibility for that, I guess it's almost good because it happened in the past. You can put it behind you and we'll move on.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, that year definitely that extra year gave me an advantage to definitely develop and mature. I would say mature and coming in from high school, basically getting around more guys. I said college, going against bigger guys. I said college, so it definitely developed me to get better and it helped me out to mature, basically.
Yeah, for sure. Falling to the next season, the following season, I would say you were a big contributor on the team. Made 9 starts, 11 appearances. Have your stats here: 19 solo tackles, 31 total, and then 2 sacks. How did you feel you stepped in and again progressed in your first full season? You got a little bit of a taste that prior spring, but now is your first full season. How'd you feel like you stepped up and you were able to contribute?
Um, I didn't even expect myself to contribute that much, but like once you get in the game, coming from high school to playing like your actual college season, it's just I let loose. I basically just started playing back to Miami football, so that definitely it loosened me up. And after that, it was over. I started feeling it. I started learning the playbook more. I was more comfortable with the playbook, so I was just basically out there playing with no fear. And that was actually our quote that year: "No fear of failure." So I didn't have no fear of failure at all. So I just went out there and played.
Yeah, absolutely. And it definitely paid off as well. I'd say that was, I mean, obviously this past season was successful for the program, for the team, but the year prior, that was kind of the kickstart where, things were kind of getting interesting, in Kingston. It was like, all right, should we tune into Selection Sunday? There's a chance they actually could get a bid to the FCS playoffs, for the first time. But that takes us to this past fall again. For you, 9 games, made 6 starts. I know you had that injury stint. When I first reached out to you, it was actually the day before you had a little bit of an injury in that one game, I believe. And he ended up finishing that season though overall 24 tackles, 2.5 tackles for a loss, half sack, and a blocked field goal. I'd say a pretty good performance overall. Filling up the stat
Yeah.
chart. Obviously one of the best seasons in team history, as I mentioned, probably since 1985, which was I believe the last time you or I made the FCS playoffs. How did you feel? Being a part of the team during this historic run. I know you guys didn't get that postseason berth, but now as an upperclassman, how do you plan to keep that momentum going? And how was it last season? Because it appears you guys are just getting one step closer every year to that playoff berth.
Yeah. Last season, it was looking back at all of the film, it was just a couple plays short in each game, maybe not just one play short. So I feel like the guys, the team, we came back in with that chip on our shoulder, knowing every day that we were just a couple plays away. So Coach Fleming is big on like 3 more feet, so we're just working. Like everybody's pushing us up to a limit they've never been before. So the team is coming together, and I feel like that chip on our shoulder always motivates us every day we step on the field. So that's definitely, yeah, that's a bad taste in my mouth, man. That won't hurt me.
Yeah, no, I know, especially that one game too with the catch at the end in the end zone. I mean, we all saw it on Twitter. Definitely
Yeah.
quite
Yeah.
questionable call there, but there are definitely a couple of those games. But obviously, like I said, now as an upperclassman, how do you plan to keep that momentum? Obviously some guys are definitely hurt. But some of the younger guys now with the younger group this upcoming season, they're gonna look to you obviously as one of the leaders, one of the veterans on this team with a couple of years under your belt. How do you keep that momentum, keep that motivation going, to try and replicate and have an even better season, this upcoming fall?
So the younger guys, they were there last year. They seen the amount of work we put in to basically fall short from just a couple plays. So I feel like they're more motivated than us actually because they're trying to help us get to that point to where we want to be because they seen us work to get to those points, but we just fell short from a couple plays. So that's always a big thing with us because we're a close team. So I feel like the more closer you are, the better the team is. And we're a super close team no matter what. We always us against the world. So that brings us closer and we just motivate each other every day, getting better every day. Whatever we're doing, we motivate, we high five and everything. We getting turned together. We just family, man.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny because I talked to Yanni when the season ended, like maybe the day or two after when you guys wrapped up the regular season and found out, your season wouldn't be continuing. I think it was after the senior day, the Albany game. I just talked to him and he said the same thing, we're a family and for me and the other guys that came in as seniors, we try and pave the path, and pave the way for the younger guys. And like you said, they'll be back next year, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting to hear that they're even more motivated than you guys, and they just want to
Yeah,
win.
they are, man. The younger
And I,
guys are hungry for it right now.
yeah, and I think that speaks to the coaching staff and Coach Fleming and the kind of people and characters that he's bringing in too. You want to bring in people that want to win right away. You don't want to bring in people that are trust the process, will win in 3, 4 years. You want to bring in
Yeah,
freshmen, sophomores,
100%,
it
man.
doesn't matter. That want to win right now. So that's
Yeah,
pretty cool
because
that you.
they're getting the older guys better. They're competing. Everybody's out there competing. So if you slip up, that one young guy could take your spot. So everybody's out there competing, and practice could get a little crazy. It's just competition. It's all love at the end. It's just competition.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure you're teaching them things and they're teaching you guys things too, even as younger guys. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. I have a few rapid fire questions just to end it off here. Just about your time at URI and just about yourself in general. And then one more question to end it off, but we'll jump right into a few of these questions. If you
Okay.
could compare yourself or your game, your style of play to any professional player, I'm sure you get asked this question a lot. Who would that
Yeah, I
be?
do. I'm gonna say Aaron Donald, 100% all the way. That's my favorite player, ride or die, man. That's a different breed right there. And he motivate the smaller D tackles that are his size, that are basically 5'11", 6', 6'1". So if he can do it, why can't I? So I definitely try to model my game after him as much as possible.
Yeah, when you say you model your game, do you watch a lot of his film, watch, a lot of his highlights and stuff?
Yeah, 100%. I watched a lot of film on YouTube of him just
Yeah.
pass rush, run rush, and anything it is that's dealing with Aaron Donald. I'm trying to just, get some knowledge from him from whatever video he's in.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I didn't play football, obviously, based off of, my build and everything, but I would not want to go up against Aaron Donald. He's one of those guys.
Yeah,
I think honestly, there's a few people that like anyone would not want to go up against, and I think he's definitely number one on that list. It used to be JJ Watt a little bit, but I think Aaron Donald right now is
yeah.
like probably the most scariest person in the NFL.
Yeah, man, he's a dog, man.
Absolutely. Favorite memory or story you have at URI? We'll do one on the field and then one off the field if you have one.
Uh, that's a hard question. I got a lot of memories.
You got a story or something too.
Off the field, I'll say when we had to move in a camp and it was like a rainy, muddy day, and like everybody had to move into camp. You got to turn your car keys in because there's no cars at camp. So it's like it's all day walking in the mud and the rain. And a couple of guys started slipping, walking down the hill. And it was crazy. It was a bunch of mud everywhere, and people just started throwing mud at each other. It was crazy. That would be one memory I got off the field.
Sure.
On the field, I would say every season that I play here, every game, every time I'm here around the guys, basically every day is a new memory. It's a lot of fun stuff happening on a daily basis. like I said, it's more of like a family atmosphere. So everybody's comfortable with each other, making jokes, getting each other better. Like I said, it's just making a memory every day with those guys in the locker room and on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't imagine, being in that boot camp and that army camp that they put you through with the mud and everything like that.
Yeah,
Where
that was crazy.
where do you guys go and do that? Where is that located?
Uh, I don't even know the name of the dorm, but it's like this one crazy dorm we stay in, and it's like you can't drive anywhere. It's just nonstop walking in the sun, and camp is rough, man. I'm not gonna lie, camp is rough.
That's all on campus. It's at URI.
It's on campus. It's here at
Gotcha.
URI.
And that's like over the summer, end of the summer before everyone moves back in.
Yeah, it's at the end of the summer, going into fall camp, about to go into that fall season.
I can imagine that being like a ghost town, walking around, just like,
Yeah,
oh
man,
man, it
we're
must be so
we're the
weird.
only ones on campus, man. Only
Yeah, that's
ones.
crazy. That's crazy. Well, moving on here. I got a special guest here with me. I got this guy right here, Coach Flem. I just got that the other day. I was given that. I had to bring it in here. But I was wondering if you got a favorite Coach Flem memory or story. Because like I said, I've seen him a little bit in press conferences. He's a funny guy. So do you have any memories or stories from Coach Flem?
uh, Not really, but it was the first night I committed. Like I committed at the dinner table with like everyone there. And like he was basically confronted me to commit. He's like, "So you're a family, you're a Ram or what?" And I'm looking at my mom, she's looking at me, and then I look back at him and I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it. I'm committed." Then like he had the whole restaurant like just get up and start clapping just because I committed. That was a good memory I have of Coach Flem.
Where'd you guys go for dinner? You remember the name of the restaurant?
I don't remember, but it's around the Aqua Blue area, like Aqua Blue Hotel. It's over there somewhere. I don't know the exact name of the restaurant. It was good food though.
Yeah, for sure. That's pretty funny too. I can imagine like being embarrassed just ever, like on the
Yeah,
spot,
man.
committed, and the coach is looking you dead in the eye, like, you coming here next year? Like, I can't imagine.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. I got two more rapid fire questions and then one more to end it here. But go-to roommate or just guy you sit with, on the bus or on the plane.
I'm sorry, you said what?
I said go-to roommate or just a guy you sit with, always on the bus or on the plane.
Uh, does it have to be a teammate or like anybody in general?
Anyway, whoever you got.
Oh man, I'll probably say like Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart,
Yeah, like somebody funny.
the comedian.
Yeah.
You room with him on the trips?
Oh, I thought you were saying like who would I room with, like if I went on a trip.
No, no,
I
I meant
room
like
with
on
my bad,
I
bro.
was
I can't
like,
hear you.
all right.
But I room with Malachi Burby. He's a defensive
Okay.
end here at UR. Malachi Burby.
All right. Yeah, you caught me off guard there for me. I was like, Kevin Hart.
Nah, man. I
Kevin
barely
Hart's
heard you,
traveling with the team. I'm hoping he gets a couple more wins.
man.
Well, sticking on comedy and funny guys. I mean, that I guess that leads me perfect into the next question. Who's the funniest guy on the team? Biggest character in the locker room?
It's a lot of characters in this locker room. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. A lot of them. I don't know. I'll probably say me. I'm naturally funny. Like I don't try to be funny. I always make people laugh. Whoever I'm around, I'm always bringing energy. Like you're gonna always laugh being around me, no matter what.
You got a memory or anything from, just being on the bus or being in the locker room, anything, after a big win or on a road trip?
Uh, I think I don't even remember who we played, but I think it was UNH's last season, I believe, or the season before. We beat them home, and I think like somebody walked in like in the middle of Coach Fleming's speech, like just walked in, blasted a speaker of Lucy Vert, I want to rock. And then like the whole team just went crazy and started dancing in the middle of his speech. It was nuts. It
There
was
you go.
crazy.
There it is. I love it. Last question I have for you. What is just your message to the Rhody fans, who may be watching this interview at home? What can they expect from the 2023 Rhode Island Rams? And what can they expect from you next season as well?
What they can expect from the team is definitely it's definitely going to be a show every game. We're going to put on a show for every game. So we definitely want the fans to come out and support us because this year is different. We fell short a couple of years, one play at a time. But this is definitely the year for us. I feel like we're gonna bring it together all at once, and we're gonna be something special. And me personally, I'm not gonna bring nothing. I'm just gonna bring the show. I'm just gonna come out there and play and just make the crowd enjoy that. So you feel me? Make
Yeah.
Rhody what it used to be.
Yeah, absolutely. There it is right there. Wes, thank you so much again for taking the time. Best of luck this off season, preparing, and of course, getting ready for next season as well. And of course, go Rhody. Thank you again.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Go Rhody.